Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Memoirs of a Butterfly. This morning, we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. Just the state our country is in and what's going on right now. And I really want to hear you guys' thoughts and where you're coming from and how are you feeling in all of this. So stay tuned. Okay, so today I want to talk about the fact that yesterday, your president excited a riot. The Proud Boys and some of everyone was at the White House and they stormed
today.
the White House.
He should be sent to jail. I think a lot of us have some questions, a lot of questions, not just for Donald Trump. I've got no questions for Donald Trump. He's an insurrectionist. There are no questions. He should be arrested today. He should be sent to jail today for insurrection against the United States of America. But I do wonder this morning why they weren't better prepared for this. Why weren't the Capitol Hill police better prepared for this? Why wasn't the city of Washington, D.C. better prepared for this? Why wasn't the National Guard better prepared for this? Why weren't law enforcement agencies all across the region better prepared for an invasion? An invasion against the People's House, against the world's greatest deliberative body. And for those of you who have never been up on the Capitol, I spent quite a bit of time there. And even as a member of Congress, I had to have my ID to get in. If I walked across an adjoining street when no cars were on that street, but I didn't have a walk sign, Capitol Hill police would scream at the top of their lungs and tell us all to get back on the sidewalk. When I was walking to a State of the Union address across the street from the Capitol, 5 Capitol Hill police started screaming at me, telling me I had to clear the area. And yet, yesterday we saw some of these same Capitol Hill police officers. By the way, I never complained when they were tough. I want them to be tough. I want them to protect the People's House. Yesterday, we see them patting terrorists on the back. We see them taking selfies with people who are committing an insurrection against the United States of America, politely opening the door for terrorists who had scrawled on the door, "Murder the media," who had broken through this glass, letting them just walk through, letting these Trump supporters walk through freely and politely opening doors to the insurrectionists, and then letting the terrorists walk out of the same Capitol they had laid siege to and threatened the lives of members of the House and members of the Senate who they said they were coming to get, including Mike Pence. There has to be an investigation. How many of these Capitol Hill cops are members of Donald Trump's cult? How many?
It is a cult.
How many allowed this to happen? And I do want to know, where the hell were the D.C. police? Where the hell was it? How did this happen? This hasn't happened since the War of 1812, when the British stormed Washington, D.C. It's obvious this was coming. Donald Trump promised this day was coming. He and his golf caddy, Dan Scavino, were putting out videos saying it was going to be wild. January 6th was going to be wild. We were warned that January 6th was going to be a dangerous day, not just in social media, not just in the media, but in our lives. People would come up to me and ask, "What do you think's going to happen on January the 6th? Well, what happened was the Capitol Hill police weren't ready. The D.C. police weren't ready. The National Guard wasn't ready. Nobody was ready.
Or was it okay because they are white? I just have to ask.
Oh, my God. Please.
Because
please.
I don't think this would have happened with Black Lives Matters protesters.
Let me tell you something. We don't have to even go there. If these insurrectionists were black, they would have been shot in the face. And my God, if these insurrectionists were Muslim, they would have been sniped from the top of buildings. So I want to know from the Capitol Hill police, what is it? Is it just white people? Or is it Donald Trump supporters? Why do you scream at people for walking across the street 3 blocks away from the Capitol? Why are you known as badasses around the Capitol? But then Trump supporters come in and you open the doors for them. You open the doors for them and let them breach the people's house. What is wrong with
Now,
you?
for weeks, they have been getting tweets from Trump and anyone that supports him about January 6th being a reckoning of sorts. Now you have all of this time to see that these people are not stable. They are not thinking clearly, because the cult that is Trump supporters are going to go with whatever he says. So for weeks now, he has been inciting a riot. And even at his speech, he said to them, we're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue and we're going to take back America and all of this. And it's like, you knew exactly what you were doing. Now, in Black Lives Matter protests, in all the protests that Black people have done, they have never stormed the White House. Okay? Because had they would have been shot in the face. Just like he said on that NBC News segment this morning that I watched. There's no way anybody but a white person would have been able to do this. And now we have to go back and watch tape to see who it was? Are you serious? That's what they're saying. We have to go back and we have to watch the tape, and then that way we'll be able to get whoever these people was that was doing this. I seen officers literally moving barricades to let them in. I seen them opening doors. I seen them taking pictures with the protesters. I seen them literally letting these people into these people's offices and letting them take pictures behind the desks and everything. And do you know that your president said, go home. We love you. I just don't understand how people can sit on their high horses and act as if what's happening is not happening. Because it is, okay? It's happening. There is a divide in this country where if you're Black, it's automatically wrong, and if you're white, it's right. And I have a problem with that. Big time. And everybody's sitting up here worried about everything else except for the future of their children, this country, where we live. And it's like, come on, you don't see all the malarkey and mutiny going on around you. Had this been any other time, the military police, martial's law, all types of things would have been enacted had this been the Black people. Let's not even say people of color, because had this been the Black people, there would be so many dead this morning. There would be so many families missing their loved ones. There would be so many people talking about how it's a tragedy that they would do something like this. And all we hear right now is that they're supporters. And they were trying to exercise their American rights. This is not okay. Now, when it comes down to the White House, I've been to Washington. I've been to the White House, and they don't play. I'm talking about you not walking across a certain street if that's not what they want you to do. So the fact that these people were able to get all the way into the White House and into offices and into the congressional rooms and where they were actually in the process of voting the electoral votes, that these people were scared. I'm talking about crouching, and that wasn't Black people. Huh? So really, who's the violent ones now? Yeah. in Black Lives Matter. They tore down buildings and things like that trying to make a point, but they never stormed the White House. And when they got close, he pulled out the tanks. Where are the tanks? Where were the tanks when they were called for? You literally release a line of soldiers to combat the Black American. But the white American can easily break through the gates and the barricades and the balls. We look crazy as a country. We look crazy. That just shows that anybody else that wanted to do so will be able to do so. And that's not okay. I am flabbergasted. I'm not surprised that it didn't happen to them the way it would have happened to us. But you are going to be held accountable. You will be. Because had this been someone who looked like me or darker, we would have been dead. Period, point in the blank. We would have been gone. So yes, I have a big problem with this. Yes, I do. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Tell me how you feeling. If you need someone to talk to, if you're on edge, I'm here. Yeah, let's talk about this. This has been Memoirs of a Butterfly. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, leave your comments down below. If you don't want to, I'll understand. But if you do, then I'm talking to you. Later for now, butterflies. Bye.